inviting me. I love being in rooms filled with like-minded patriots. I draw inspiration from you, so I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much. And speaking of inspiration, just look at the array of candidates. There are so many American dreams sitting right here in front of you. And now I'm just one of them, and I want to tell you my American dream. I was born in Havana, Cuba. We escaped Castro and his communist revolution in 1960. 2 weeks after my 3rd birthday, the present I remember getting for my birthday was a brand new tricycle, my first one. 2 weeks later, I was told, we're going to America. America, I didn't know what that was, but I was told I couldn't bring my new tricycle and we couldn't bring our dog because they now belonged to some other Cuban children who needed them more than I did. That was my first lesson in communism, and it's a lesson I have never forgotten. But let's even go back further than that. My name is Leora. It's an unusual name, L-E-O-R-A. I'm named after a little boy named Leo, who would have been my uncle had he lived. Sadly, he died of diphtheria. He was 3 years old in Lithuania, where my mother was born. My grandmother could not get over the loss of her son. And my grandfather, he was a really smart man, and I think he saw what was happening because by that time Germany had already invaded Poland next door. I'm Jewish, our family was all Jewish, and there already were trains and there were roundups and there were massacres, and my grandfather saw the writing on the wall, and he decided he needed to take his wife and their one remaining daughter, my mother, to another place to make a new life. So they left Lithuania. Had Leo not died, they wouldn't have left. That was the catalyst. That was the reason they left. They took a train through Germany. My grandfather and grandmother spoke perfect German. My mother was 6 years old and spoke it with a Yiddish Lithuanian accent. So they told her, while we're in Germany on this train, you can't say a word. You must be silent or it will give us away. They made it to Italy and they got on the last American ship leaving Italy. They got to Ellis Island, but they were turned away because they were Jews. And FDR had a quota and would not allow them in the country. They were being sent back to Europe. The rest of the family that stayed died in the concentration camps and in the forest massacres. Luckily, there were 2 of my grandfather's brothers who had already gone to Cuba and were able to arrange visas, and that's how my mother and her parents got to Cuba. And I'm here, I carry the legacy of little Leo. I feel a great obligation to make a difference with my life, to do whatever I can to make this world, and especially my country, a better place. So now you know what motivates me. And what I do now, I'm your Republican National Committee woman. I represent you on the RNC. I'm on the Executive Committee of the RNC and on a couple of other committees, which I'd love to tell you about, but that's another story. But I'm a person who, when I see a problem, I get it done. A year ago, in the Connecticut Republican Party, our chairman resigned abruptly. I had about an hour's notice. And he left us in quite a bad financial situation. First thing I did when I found out was call my counterpart, John Fry, who's a national committee man. Then I called the other elected officials of our party. We got together on a Zoom the next night. We included the 2 Republican leaders in the state Senate and the state House, because we needed to figure out how were we going to help the party go forward. And we organized, and we decided how we were going to organize the interim period until we could elect a new chair, And then John and I realized, we realized the financial situation, and we talked to Rana